The Galactic Council chamber had been designed to inspire awe and fear. Images flickered across the chamber: maps, treaties, redrawn borders. You claimed balance, you enforced stagnation. Another pause. We have learned your language. Zeltor felt something unfamiliar tighten in his chest cavity. This session was convened to compel compliance, the voice said. We will not comply. The obelisk dimmed slightly. There will be no negotiations. Transmission ended. It floated in null space, suspended between stars, a vast ring of crystalline platforms orbiting a hollow core of shifting light. Every known spacefaring species had a seat here. Some sat upon living thrones grown from coral-like organisms, others hovered within gravitic fields or rested inside environmental containment spheres. The Council had endured for over 100,000 cycles, resolving wars, deciding the fates of civilizations, and most importantly, ensuring that no single species ever became too powerful. Until now. A low-frequency alarm pulsed through the chamber, not loud, not urgent, but wrong. High Arbiter Zeltor of the Varn lifted his elongated head, frilled crest stiffening, his four eyes narrowed as data streamed across his retinal implants. Confirm, he said, voice clicking with unease. The human delegation has declined? The chamber murmured. Translators struggled to keep pace as dozens of species reacted simultaneously. Declined? That word was rarely used here. The human ambassador's platform stood empty. No envoy. No observers. No hologram. Only a single data obelisk, matte black and utterly human in design, stood where their delegation should have been. Counselor Iriath of the Luminary flared with bioluminescent shock. Declined negotiations? She asked. That is not possible. This session was convened under Emergency Accord Theta Prime. Zeltor's mandibles flexed. The humans acknowledged the summons. The murmurs grew louder. They simply chose not to attend. Silence followed, deep, disbelieving silence. The Galactic Council had issued summonses to warlords, hive queens, machine gods, and star-eating entities. None had ever ignored it. Not until the humans. Humanity had arrived late to the galactic stage. They possessed no ancient relic fleets, no precursors had uplifted them, no genetic modifications marked them as chosen. They came from a quiet spiral arm, from a yellow star in an unremarkable system. At first, the Council had barely noticed them. That changed quickly. Humans adapted faster than projected, their colonies multiplied, their technology evolved unpredictably, hybridizing alien designs with terrifying creativity. Where other species perfected single doctrines, humans experimented endlessly. Worse still, they did not fear loss the way others did. They mourned, but they remembered. When the Threxian hegemony had tested humanity's borders, expecting submission, they had been annihilated within 3 cycles. When the Corlai Syndicate attempted economic coercion, human markets collapsed only to be rebuilt stronger and independent. And now, after the Council voted to impose corrective sanctions on human expansion, humanity had responded with silence. The obelisk activated. A human symbol appeared, a circle intersected by 3 lines, no flourish, no ornamentation. Then a voice filled the chamber. Calm, flat, unemotional. This is an official statement from the United Human Systems Directorate. Every translator focused, every sensor recorded. We acknowledge the Council's demand for negotiation regarding territorial compliance and fleet limitations. A pause. We refuse. The word echoed through the chamber. Counselor KRRSH of the Mantid clan slammed his scythe limbs together. Refuse? He screeched. You do not refuse the Council. The human voice continued, unbothered. For 3 decades, we negotiated, we compromised, we retreated, we complied. Each concession was met with new restrictions. The chamber erupted. Energy fields flared as delegates shouted over one another. Some demanded immediate sanctions, others demanded military response. A few, very few, fell silent in dawning horror. High Arbiter Zeltor struck the resonance staff, restoring order with difficulty. They dare defy us openly, snarled Counselor Drazhul of the Iron Dominion. Authorize fleet mobilization. Remind them who governs this galaxy. Against the humans? Whispered Iriath. Have you reviewed the last engagement reports? Drazhul's metal-plated face twisted. Exaggerations. They turned a defensive retreat into an encirclement. Iriath replied. They lost half their fleet and still won. Another counselor spoke, voice trembling. They didn't retreat, they advanced, backward. Confusion rippled. Zeltor accessed classified data, human military doctrine summaries the Council had struggled to understand. Humans did not fight to preserve assets. They fought to end threats. A tactical projection filled the chamber, human fleet movements over the last 6 months. They are consolidating, said the Council's Strategic Intelligence Core, not massing, not dispersing, consolidating. For what purpose? Zeltor asked. The core hesitated, an ominous delay. Deterrence. The word sent a chill through species that had no concept of it. They are not preparing to attack, the core continued. They are preparing to ensure no one else ever does. Counselor Iriath dimmed. They're building a line. Yes. Where? The projection zoomed out past contested systems, past buffer zones. Along the Council's own enforced boundaries. They're drawing borders we can't cross, someone whispered. And what if we try? Drashul demanded. The core displayed casualty projections. Then recalculated. Then recalculated again. Finally, it removed the numbers entirely. Probability of Council victory, the core said carefully, is undefined. Humans had never sought a Council seat. They never asked for dominance. They simply refused to kneel. Zeltor recalled earlier reports dismissed at the time as cultural quirks. Humans trained civilians for emergencies. Humans decentralized command structures. Humans planned for failure as thoroughly as success. Their greatest strength was not technology. It was mindset. Where the Council sought equilibrium, humans accepted chaos and mastered it. They don't want to rule, Iriath said softly. No, Zeltor replied, they want to be left alone. And if we don't? Zeltor looked at the empty human platform. Then they will make sure we have no choice. The Council convened an emergency closed session. Proposals flew, embargoes, blockades, covert actions, each carried risks no one wanted to admit aloud. Finally, a single motion emerged. Rescind the sanctions. Recognize human sovereignty. Establish mutual non-interference. It was unprecedented. It will make them equals, Drashul protested. Zeltor's voice was heavy. They already are. The vote passed narrowly. A transmission was prepared, carefully worded, respectful. For the first time in recorded history, the Galactic Council requested, not demanded, dialogue. The reply came hours later. Not from an obelisk. From a human. A woman in a simple uniform appeared as a hologram. No weapons, no symbols of rank beyond a single insignia. I'm Director Elena Ramirez, she said. I speak for Earth. The chamber waited. You wanted negotiations before, she continued. You wanted limits, permissions. She met the camera's gaze, direct, unflinching. Now you want peace. A pause. We accept. Relief swept the chamber. But understand this, Ramirez said. Peace with humanity isn't enforced by treaties. It's enforced by memory. Her image faded. Long after the session ended, Zeltor remained alone in the chamber. The Council still existed, the galaxy still turned. But something fundamental had changed. Humanity had not conquered the stars. They had simply refused to be controlled. And in doing so, they reminded the galaxy of a truth it had forgotten. Power does not always announce itself. Sometimes, it just says no, and means it.